Empowering women politically means creating opportunities, removing barriers, and encouraging more women to step forward to participate in leadership and public service. When women are supported to lead, communities benefit, policies become more inclusive, and development becomes more balanced. Across communities and nations, women continue to play vital roles in economic growth, peace building, education, and social development. Okay, right now we will be discussing women development and participation in politics, exploring the challenges women face in political spaces and the strategies needed to encourage more women to take active role in governance. All right, to unpack this discussion, we have a guest. I'm not going to unveil see what our profile frame looks like. Okay, all right. Before I unveil this guest, let me say a big congratulations to the newly elected woman leader, Honorable Rafiat Iyabosola Eletu. That's the woman leader, APC Lagos State. Okay, she's not here with us, but we have our deputy seated with us. She's also the newly elected Assistant State Woman Leader of the All Progressive Congress, APC in Lagos. She's Honorable Princess Damilola Sonayon. Oh God, after the rehearsal. Sonayon. Sonayon James. Okay. Apologies.
Nice to have you.
Sonayon James. Welcome. We were used to calling the Honorable Dami. Welcome to the show. So,
you're welcome.
Congratulations once
Thank
again.
You very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you. Let's start with the Give to Gain. Okay, particularly in relation to women development in participation in politics. This year's theme says Give to Gain. What does that really mean to you?
I think Give to Gain is pretty simple. In life, I've realized that a lot of us always seem to have an entitled nature as young people, and we don't focus more on the giving and the service. We focus a lot on the reward, and that's where we get it really wrong and a bit displaced. When I started my political journey as a young, vibrant person who returned from the UK, I wanted to see a tremendous change because I was comparing where I was coming from to where we are, and I was thinking, what can I do? I think it all starts with you being able to reflect, what do you have to give? I mean, in every journey of life, it's important that you start with yourself because that's what you have control over. And then I began to give my skills, service. I would usually volunteer, in capacity building. I remember during Ambode's time, I would volunteer to train young people. I was just a junior HR assistant there when I returned. I had a small agency where I recruit young personnel. So I would usually just take a day off, and that day just to give back. So I would go to the ministry. Then there was an internship program that was going on during His Excellency Ambode's administration. So it was strictly for interns, young undergrad that were still in university then. So I would usually go and train them on soft skills, employability skills. I wasn't paid for that, but I just thought I must be able to give something back. And I think that spirit is what has actually paved way for me throughout my journey. The ability to not just to think about what is going wrong, but to see how do I step in. So the act of taking responsibility is very enormous in leadership. And that's how my story began, and of course it's still unfolding.
Wow, good to know that even at a very, because people would always see the glory, they would not see whatever the giving the individual had given in the past. Okay, now from your experience, I'm sure you've worked with a lot of grassroots women, because we're talking so much about women today. What do you think are the biggest challenges that women face when trying to come into politics?
Quite a number of challenges, but let me start with the topmost priority. It's usually finances, because women usually don't have the ready, available funding to actually go into politics or even contribute in social development. But then again, like I said, it's important that you look inward. What do I have to give? It's really an embedding culture of giving. Not to focus on the finance, because usually you will not always get it right. Then you focus on finances. It limits you because you would always need more. I mean, if you look at the gap in nation building, you will see there's a lot more that needs to be done. And how much can you really, really give? Even the likes of Dangote are still giving. And then they have also gone beyond giving just financial, dividends, but they are also even looking at adding value into strengthening our institutions, strengthening our nation and our economic growth. If you look at what Dangote is doing with the refinery, it's not. I would imagine that it's years of desire to see how our economic system can transform, and that's what we're beginning to see. And I pray that institutions like that have built some level of business sustainability, because they are going to be the one to sustain the next generation. So you can see it's really not about just finances. It's about stepping in and looking at problems, identifying problems, and begin to map out solutions. And that's why we can entirely change the way African as a whole changes its narrative.
All right. So talking about transformation, you said you were in the UK, then you decided that you came to Nigeria and started got you into politics, and here you are. A lot of young ladies also would want that, and they don't know how to really go about it, how to navigate it. And in what ways have you, or will you, mentor these young ladies who wants to go into politics, because they also have something to give back and they don't have the channel that they would use to do that? In what ways have you mentored, or are you mentoring in this area of leadership?
I think that's major limitations for us as women. We don't have enough mentors. We don't have enough leaders, female leaders who, you know, have also been given position, who have the ability to actually mentor other people. But I like what the likes of Awoshika, they're pushing. If you look at nuggets, you know, some of those words, they're gingers. They're like a dosage of boosters for young women. You know, we women were very dynamic. We have seasoned desires and passion for community at large. So really, you know, as leaders, you know, women leaders, I think mentorship plays a critical role. One is to invest in mentorship. I started my mentorship, you know, I didn't have resources when I started, you know, so I usually have role models that I would reflect, I would look at daily. So I hear how they speak, I kind of like track them online, you know, and I follow them and I begin to imitate some of the things I love that they do, that connects and aligns with my purpose. You know, it's not always have to be physical. You know, people feel I have to meet so person to actually role model them. I beg to differ. You know, I have role models that I watch from afar, and I've mentioned one, Ibuka Oshika. This is a woman who is excellent in all ratification, a woman who has built competence and standard. My Christian value is very strong, so, and it kind of reflects, it kind of aligns with who I am. So being able to reflect her in the things I do. But you know, the amazing thing is I have a greater mantle because I'm actually in the political arena. You know, being able to display that kind of model in the political arena can be challenging sometimes. It takes time. It takes a lot of perseverance, the ability to be resilient, and of course to be more straight faith conscious, where you have to really trust in what you carry within you. I think that's what has really kept me going. So I like to urge young people, don't wait for anybody to actually, you know, mentor you. You know, take up that mantle, begin to find ways to find mentorship, and mentorship is everywhere. You know, but of course, because I'm a major believer of knowledge, a major believer of role modeling and mentorship. Of course, one of the things I would love to do in my office is to create constant engagement, build a network, you know, where we have young women that are in critical position begin to reflect some of the good attributes and sound doctrines into the lives of young people. I think with that, we begin to see more female representative in the arenas of politics and governance.
Okay, all right, let's take it back home. Let's talk about women here in Nigeria. We know that several countries around the world, they have adopted gender quota systems to increase women's representation in politics. Let's give example. Rwanda reserves at least 30% of their parliamentary seats for women, and other countries like Mexico and Sweden, they've done something so similar. Might not be the same thing. Now, we in Nigeria, we still have very low representation of women in politics. We have only about, according to research, 4.3% federal lawmakers that are women in Nigeria. What do you think this administration has done differently to encourage women to participate in governance? Or let me just tweak it this way. What do you think this administration has done to give the woman a soft landing?
I think there's a lot that is being unfolded in all-purpose progressive Congress. And that's why I've decided to choose them as a platform to actually practice my politics. One of the things that attracted me to All Progressive Congress initially was doing His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's tenure as a Lagos State Governor. I think we begin to see women deputy governor. We begin to see women sit at the ends of affairs in decision making, and that's one of the things All Progressive Congress is very big on. So we have what do we call it? We have an internal policy that kind of like promotes gender balancing, because we believe highly on equity. You know, when there's equity within a space or a structure, we begin to see redefining models, because we also know the power that women carry. And of course, those are some of the things that have paved way for people like me. If you look at the statistic that we have today, in the issue of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has about, out of is it 17 ministers? I think he has about 8 being women. That is high rate, and they carry huge portfolios. If you look at across our parastatals, directorate, you will see a lot of young, vibrant women that are doing excellently and tremendous work. I am a beneficiary of such legacy. You know, if you look at the Southwest, for example, it is only in the opposition states that we do not have a women representative. Every other state within Southwest, that APC is leading, you would always find women at the ends of affairs, whether as a deputy or even somewhere. So you would not usually have a man sit in the Committee of Women Affairs. The truth of the matter is, if you look at the entire statistics of what we have with the state, they have over 15 states that are yet to have full women representation, that there is no women representation. And for me, that's concerning. And that's why we must continue to advocate, and we must continue to pass some of those bills. If you look at the special bill seats at the national reserve seats that is going on at the moment, I think the reason why everybody's kind of like jumping on that wagon is because we want to see a change. We want to reserve more seats. You know, there is that affirmative action that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has promised us, the 35% affirmative action. I believe that he would make that happen. If me, in the issue of our political arena, I'm a young woman, you know, I'm still within the age bracket of 40 to 45, and sitting as a woman leader in Lagos State, something is shifting. It's definitely
wow, I like that. Something is shifting. I like that. So quickly, in 10 seconds, honestly, we would have loved to go on with this discussion, but honestly, when you're having a good time just flies away. Just talk to the woman out there attempting to go into politics, but is feeling discouraged. Just in 10 seconds.
I think it's important that, one, you focus on your message. You focus on your message. The message is very critical. The message is that point of convergence for us all. I joined the All Progressive Congress because I'm passionate about politics. And I scrutinize the political system. I think what would favor me as a woman? I chose All Progressive Congress. To me, it's just a platform. And that's the honest truth. And there are many platforms everywhere. We have people like, you know, my fellow speaker that came and talked about the non-profit organizations. So those are platforms. But the point of convergence for us is the passion behind the message, the consistent at that message. And that message is a point of conversion and alignment for the next generation. We must be speaking the same thing. We must be talking about the same thing. The structure is almost becoming, you know, invisible, because people really want to hear the perspective. They want to hear the voice behind the scene. And that's what creates that point of convergence. So for me, in my office, I would want to work with every young person, regardless of your structure, regardless of your sector, regardless of where the platform you're using to promote and advocate for women inclusion and young people's inclusion. Of course, I would want to work with you. And I don't want you to focus on my party. I want you to focus on the message.
All right.
Points of convergence.
I like that. So, the point of convergence. Okay, it's been a beautiful discussion talking about women development.
I would also encourage you to be part of All Progressive Congress, because that's my party. The party has given me a platform, and I've sold my party to you. It's a party that you know, promotes women and gender inclusion. And of course, I bring you a warm greetings from my woman leader, my own leader, Iyabo Sola. I should wish you all well. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. It's been a discussion about women's development and participation in politics. And our discussant this morning has been the newly elected Assistant State Woman Leader of the All Progressive Congress, APC, in Lagos State, in the person of Honorable Princess Damilola Sonayon James. Thank you for being our guest this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. And I was saying behind the camera that you're my namesake. Why can it not be?
You have to go there.
And I can for the camera, I can just tell you the meaning of Sonayon means Olada. Tomorrow will be good.
Wow, beautiful. Sonayon. Sonayon. Did I call it well? Sonayon. Sonayon. Yes, I must not leave here without calling that name because I'll keep calling that name. Okay, just don't go anywhere. We have something beautiful for you after this time out. Stay with us. We'll be right back.